All right, Father David, you ready for your premiere?
Yeah. Ready for my close-up, Mr. Mayor.
So, welcome and enjoy the show.
Well, I am certainly glad you're all here. Getting ready for one of these things is no small task, with all the planning and the getting the music together, writing the scripts and all that. And I try to get everything ready long beforehand, and everything's packed in the car ready to go. And then comes the honey-do list, right? I mean, you guys know all about that, right? So at the last minute was, dear, would you get me 2 pounds of tomatillos?
That's not true.
Anybody know what tomatillos are?
Yeah.
Why would you eat anything that comes in a plain brown wrapper? My goodness. Anyway, you have to know what a tomatillo is. So okay. It's a long, long time from May to December, and the days grow short when you reach December, when the autumn weather turns leaves to fall, and you haven't got time all the waiting game. When the days dwindle down to a precious few, September, November, and these few golden days I'll spend with you. These golden days I'll share with you. Well, welcome to Reflections in a Rearview Mirror, the life and times of a Warwigan boy. As the years roll on, nostalgia ranks high. So you young folks, word of advice, build good memories, because they're going to become very special friends, a source of comfort and warmth for a long time. When the days dwindle down to a precious few, September, November, and these few golden days I'll share with you. These golden days I'll share with you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. You know, some memories even precede our birth. I guess I get ready for this moment. Don't laugh, at least I'm not doing a comb over. 5 years ago, I told my hairdresser, I am not letting you cut my hair again until you come to church. Yeah, some memories precede our very birth. And because we are surrounded by monuments to bygone days, wonderful things that make us wonder what life was like in some bygone era. One of the monuments for me, a lot of you might not even be aware of, especially you younger ones, was special to me. It was an abandoned railhead that started up at the end of School Street, right here in Central Village, went up by Katie's Pond, all along the Quinnebog River up to Dennington. It was a trolley line. And in those days, you could go anywhere in Connecticut in a trolley. But I used to ride my bicycle up and down that, hike up and down that, usually going down to see Pony. So I memorialized that recently in a poem. Once upon a trail lay logs and iron for rail. Miles and miles up the valley comes the Connecticut Company trolley. Clickety-clack it rumbled along, ringing its bell like a gay old song. Next stop, Central Village, cried the motorman. As it rolled to a stop by Tillinghast store. All aboard was a hue and cry to the knot of folks standing nearby, each waiting their turn so willingly for a fun day trip to Killingly. Clang, clang, and off they started, waving goodbye as they departed, up School Street by Katie's Pond along the Quinnebog, moving as speedily as a trotting dog. How exciting to travel the river without having to mess with that clunky old sliver. Seeing deer and pheasant dart and scurry as the big iron monster marched on in a hurry. At times it was hard on the rump, but by the time you passed Warwick Dump, in just 2 minutes you were at the green with time to stretch your legs and grab a quick drink. Then off they all went up the great shoreline, riding the Connecticut Company trolley line, enjoying scenery and watching a sight of an eagle or two in majestic flight. You knew you were close when you smelled the brine from the old pickle factory up the line. Another 10 minutes and you were there to disembark in Danielson Square, to experience the wonders of big city shopping, caused you to scurry without ever stopping, from Woolworths to Keach's, eating in zips, always leaving generous tips. Those days of yore left on the last trolley, as it rumbles south down Quinnebog Valley. The rails removed and the ties pulled up. But if you look closely, you can still see where once upon a trail they laid perfectly. Well, let's move to later year, 1942. The nation had gone through a Great Depression. We were at war, a horrible world war. But in the midst of all this, an amazing event took place on March 9th, 1942, on the shores of Otsego Lake in Cooperstown, New York. I was born. Now you laugh, but let me tell you, that was some moment. They rang all the church bells and they blew the fire whistle. It's true. They blew the fire whistle because it was noon. At your house, leave your worries on your doorstep. Just direct your feet at the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat? And then I beg to is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I'm ever at a set, I'd rich as Rockefeller. Gonna set my feet on the sunny side